This week on Why Math. All right, I'm here at Cup of Coffee Studios. We're looking at all these exciting jobs. I'm here with my friends Molly and Charlie, and this is just the type of place it is. You get to bring your dog to work, so let's go and take a look around.
Typically in a studio we get hopefully 3 to 5 seconds worth of animation per day. So again, at 30 frames per second, it's just a slow process. You need to take a picture and then stop, move your characters, come back, take a picture, so on and so forth. The same process over and over again. So to get 3 to 5 seconds would be an ideal amount of time. So we have to sometimes create big areas, like a big box store parking lot might be nearly a kilometer in depth that we're shooting. To do that, we trick the eye, and we trick the eye by changing our scales. Well, what we're trying to do is create a world that's believable. So knowing that our puppets are representing regular human beings. They're typically 5'6" to 6 foot tall. We have to create a world with all the things within that world, the right relationship to that character, so that everything's believable and that we understand these characters for the time being are alive and moving around through that world. So we have our female character here. We do a little bit of a caricature distortion. We make her head a little bit bigger than it would normally be, so that we can, and that's a cheat that we do artistically, so we can give a little more detail to her facial expressions and things like that. But we know she's roughly 5'6" to 6 foot tall. So if she's holding a guitar, for example, we know in real life what that relationship of size would be. So we know to build our guitar approximately 4.5 inches in size, and that then relates in a believable way when you see her holding her guitar. Once then we know that relationship, and we know the size of the room that we're trying to create, and in this case it's a basement. The family's just moved to this location, and they've been dumping a lot of their old stuff down in the basement. So we're trying to create an effect of overcrowding, and there's a sloppy individual that lives there. So that explains the clutter. So we build a clean set and then we dirty it up. But when I'm doing something like a wallpaper, for example, we actually have to create and illustrate that wallpaper again at a 1/6 scale. If we just went out to the shops and bought, a paint shop and bought some wallpaper, the scale of that pattern would be so big that when you saw it next to our little sort of 8-inch tall character, it just wouldn't seem right. It would be too big. So all of that gets reduced down as well. So when I'm designing a location, I have to keep that in mind and build everything and draw everything so that it's going to fit into that world. We have a great collection of sculptors that would, they could be sculpting professionally as a fine artist. They're so good. They take a photograph of a character, and they can, with a bit of clay and a knife, just sculpt out a figure in a believable fashion. We have carpenters, trained carpenters that are building the sets, doing the actual sort of woodworking that's involved in making a set. Artists that are drawing, artists that are painting. Everybody comes with different specialties, and the great thing about a place like Cup of Coffee is the ability to share that intellect and be able to learn something new every day when you're talking to your co-workers. It's a fantastic environment to work in, and at the end of the day we're making great television shows and having a little bit of fun ourselves as we work along. So for myself, I come home from work every day thinking, I've done what every kid wants to do, build models and paint, and it's pretty good. And now tell a story as well. So it's everything you can imagine as an artist you'd want to do. Thanks for watching. This is Why Math.